Good evening, Saucepod streamers from coast to coast. It's me, Tony Sometimes, and this is episode number 153 of the Saucepod. Coming at you live from inside the FingerLakes1.com studios deep beneath historic downtown Seneca Falls, New York. It's Monday, July 21st, 2014, and tonight it's another edition of the Best of the Saucepod as we make our way through summer 2014. A little hot up here tonight. But this heat wave this week is actually a little milder than they were calling for, so tonight I got a couple clips for you. One's going to take you back almost exactly a year to the day, to episode 111. It's the Dandy's Choice segment, recorded on July 29th, 2003. The title of that episode was RAOTFLMAO, LOL, SMH. Here's a little Saucepod trivia for you. The most popular episode by far of the 150 so episodes that we've put down up here in the studio and a couple live remotes was this one. Couldn't really tell you exactly why, but actually if I can double check on the views here, 3,360 views on YouTube. And a lot of audio downloads as well. Don't have those numbers in front of me, but the most popular Saucepod episode. So let's jump right into it right now. Oh, the second clip come after this one will be from episode 87, recorded in January 2013. And that conversation, or the clip I'm going to play, is a little trivia. I ask, what is the first movie my family ever rented from a video store for our VCR when the VCRs first came out? The first movie. And then Dandy R&D makes the call. It's a pretty impressive answer that he gives. So that'll be the second clip. But for now, we're going to step into the Saucepod time machine to July 29th, 2013. It's the Dandy's Choice segment from episode 111. Good. This is the part of the show where Dandy R&D comes up with an excruciating choice that we all have to make,
but never will actually make.
Would never be put in this situation.
Never.
Okay, Dandy, go for it.
You're either an Al-Qaeda terrorist for life.
Okay.
Or you're one of those Lost Boys.
Like a vampire?
Of Sierra Leone?
Yeah,
like
the
one of
Sudanese guys that get ripped from their houses and turned
that's
into
the easiest choice ever.
Turned into child militants.
Just be a terrorist.
But then you have to fight the land you love so much.
But you're in your mind, you're doing the right thing, so you're not torn about it.
That's true. You just are.
Yeah, you're just a guy.
I'd rather be a
lost boy
captured from my house and
that sounds
made
preferable.
to fight than to be a terrorist. Terrorists are fucking jerks.
There's also,
but they don't feel that way. So you wouldn't feel that way. Is my point. You have to be able to put yourself in your own shoes here.
And really, of all the,
if I had to choose, I would rather be somebody who was made to be bad than somebody who chose to be bad.
So as yourself right now, if you had to choose, which I guess is what we're doing. But if I had to be one, I mean, I'd rather not have the strife of being ripped from my home.
At least being Sudanese, you get to do sweet drugs and shit.
You can do drugs.
I'm sure
that's illegal.
They have opium. They have.
It's illegal. It's against Islam.
But if as a lost boy, there's a good chance you lose a foot or a limb or two. A really good chance. They just hack it off over there.
Or be turned into a vampire.
I'd be okay with being a vampire.
It's not all glamorous like it is on True Blood.
I'm talking
about if you watch True Blood, it's not very glamorous right now.
I've never enjoyed that show as much as everyone else.
I love it.
Why are we talking about True Blood?
Love it. Last night's episode was phenomenal.
Talking about the goddamn Lost Boys, not True Blood. Real vampires, not sparkly ones.
So, I would choose I would choose the Al Qaeda terrorists only because it puts you in more of a position of controlling a little more of your own destiny. The other one is basically being a slave.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not looking at it from a moral perspective. But there really is no good way out of that one. I think I'd be one of those. I would be one of those guys that was just secluded to like an abode, a home somewhere where I just hid constantly.
Constantly hiding.
Yeah, watching TV, receiving letters, sending
Making
letters.
vines.
Making vines myself.
Yeah.
So okay, Mysterious Taco Girl. What do you think?
Choice number 1.
Yeah.
The terrorist?
Looks like you're all alone in your world.
It's because I have higher morals than you guys.
It's not a moral dilemma.
Carl's
This
a
is-
lost boy, too.
This is not a moral dilemma. So it's you and Carl.
Well, Carl's all American.
Yeah.
He says, fuck Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, none of us had the balls to say that.
Except for Carl. Carl and Dandy.
Well, Danny, that's not a bad one, I guess. It's not a bad one.
Thanks for
I
weighing
got
in,
that
Carl.
idea after I read the disgusting Rolling Stones article.
Now, how do you feel about that? About just the fact that they put this guy's face on the cover
I
of
don't
Rolling
mind
Stone?
that you write a 6-page article on the kid. Fine with that. It was interesting. But to put that fucking cocksucker on the cover of
I
the
don't
magazine.
understand why everybody's so upset about him being on the cover.
I don't,
Because-
because it's an impetus to glamorize someone who
So
commits
is
an act like that.
Everything else that they do.
I'm sure
regarding
Bin
that.
Laden was on the
Why is
cover
Rolling
of
Stone to
Time,
blame?
right?
I mean, CNN did it for
Yeah, but Bin
weeks.
Laden's a political figure.
I don't understand why Rolling Stone
This
is
guy's
to blame.
trying to
Because
be a political.
CBS
CNN's a
did it.
news
Because
organization.
you're
NBC did it.
News
Fox
organizations
did it.
versus a pop culture magazine.
Because Rolling Stone's trying
Right.
to sell magazines by putting him on the
so
cover.
is CNN trying to sell their...
You don't have to sell it. It's free.
But they get away with it because
That's not
it's
true.
that's their thing. News,
You think
breaking news.
CNN just operates for free?
You don't have to pay for it. You have to pay for a Rolling Stone magazine.
Well, not directly. You don't have to pay for it, but I mean,
You do pay. It's
You
part
pay
of
for
your
it.
cable package, or your.
But Rolling Stone specifically was trying to sell magazines by putting
Or
that
get
fucking
and they did.
prick on
publicity.
there.
Or
that's
get
their
publicity.
job. That's what they do. They're always specifically trying to sell magazines. They're always doing that, no matter who they put on the cover.
I just think it's disgusting.
I agree
I don't
with
get it.
Dandy on this one. I don't think that you. And the style of the photo, it was like Jim Morrison on there or something. So
I ripped it off, threw it away.
that'll
Just
show
the
'em.
cover.
After you bought it,
You should have burned it. And
I
take a
get it.
picture.
I didn't buy it.
You should have burned it and vined it. You should have vined that. That could have gone viral.
I still have it in the trash. Maybe I'll take a shit on it and vine it.
there you go.
Ooh,
There you go. Take a shit on it and vine it.
Can't get any better than that.
that'd be fun. Maybe not a poop. I'd be
Teabag
okay.
that little fuck.
Teabag it and vine it.
Burn it.
You have the Vine app, Dandy?
No,
Well, get it
I can do it.
Teabag
I can
it.
do it on Instagram.
and vine it.
Hmm.
Wow.
Might be the first Zach-based Vine.
There had to have been one.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure there's been some, but you might be the first one to teabag that Rolling Stone cover, and I think that has the potential to be pretty popular.
We'd have to let Mysterious Taco Girl clean my balls up first, though.
No. All set.
No, you guys must be good friends for you to be able to say something like that to her.
For
Couldn't just teabag it all crazy like. Gotta clean them up.
You gotta clean them up.
Well, you
can't
clean
handle
them
that
up on your
yourself?
own, don't you?
Vi-
Why do you
the,
need someone else to do
Yeah,
that?
but it's hard to get like down up in there.
the video's
I'd want it to be pristine.
Yeah.
the video's not that high resolution on Vine. Maybe on Instagram it is.
Instagram is pretty clear, but I've never watched it on a computer.
You would be able to tell the difference between Dandy's balls before and after they were cleaned on
Yeah.
on an Instagram video.
Most definitely.
I don't know. I don't
How
know.
dirty are they? How then that would to me would mean they're dirty right now.
I don't know. I haven't checked them lately.
Just play some golf.
I mean, it's not dirt, but
Right. You just want to... Yeah, I get you.
I mean, my balls are clean.
Keep
Well,
your
there you
balls
go.
clean,
Okay.
man.
Okay, well we came 360 then.
These balls are filthy.
Speaking of which, thanks for the fucking letting everybody on Twitter think that I have herpes.
What do you mean?
The blurb Said Dandy Aaron D battles herpes.
Oh, that was the title of last week's episode.
That's the kind of sensationalism that I expect from Rolling Stone, but not from you.
Yeah, it was Dandy Aaron D battles herpes, which you are battling herpes with your telethon.
No.
It's a
Yeah,
battle,
that's what I
battle
said.
against herpes. See, that's how they do it. They twist your words.
Twist the words. My mom friggin' saw it, you jerk.
And so she now thinks you have herpes?
She called me and asked me.
Wow. Imagine that.
Straight up. I have to ask you straight up. Do you have herpes?
Because it's on the internet.
Because if
The
I
inter-
don't know anything about his mom, she's really into Twitter.
Well, no, it was on
It was on Vine.
the Finger Lakes page. Because she always sees a picture of the dog. And she's like, oh, I saw Kingston. And this time she was like, oh, you have herpes.
The internet says you have herpes, son. Well,
I said, no, Mom, I do not have herpes.
It was
Nor
just-
have I ever.
Just a ploy to sell podcasts.
well, there's a lot in the news. There's a lot. There's an email from Polly always. We got a recommendations to get to, so I'm thinking I'm going to hit up the tweet of the week a little early. This week's tweet of the week comes from @Adelia Chicken Broth. A computer once beat me at chess, but it was no match for me at kickboxing. Makes sense.
I like that one.
That makes sense. Computers aren't good at kickboxing. Very good at chess. Very good at chess. Got some other tweets here. Well, this one's from Sam Gritner. I made bank today. Guess who says that? Inarticulate construction worker.
That's really funny, actually.
I got one this week.
Okay, go for it, Danny. The
Man, did we need that rain we got overnight and today, or what?
who posted that?
The J Nice.
Oh.
I'm prolific.
Let's see what you did there.
I'm prolific. Got one here from I Am Legend. I Am Legend, yeah. Should I try to rip open this box with my bare hands for 20 minutes or grab scissors and do it in 4 seconds? Hey-oh! We've all been there, right, guys?
Yeah.
Since that what the hashtag was? Hey-oh.
No, it should be,
No?
though. It should be. Too many characters. You need, like,
Well,
6 O's to really get the effect. At Damian Fahey says, you know, and this is actually a quote that was heard at a pitch meeting for Uncle Ben's rice. You know what would make this rice even better? Racism.
that's funny. Uncle Ben's rice.
And at La Juana Vidas 995 says, lottery, a tax on people who are bad at math.
A tax on them? Like TAX?
Well, they're bad at math, so
I see.
they're willing to give their money because they don't.
I didn't know if it was a tax or a tax.
No, a tax, yeah.
That's what's funny. Did you know that tomorrow is the anniversary of the Mars rover landing, Tandy?
Huh?
Tomorrow, 1 year anniversary, Mars rover landing.
Wow.
I won't forget that day.
So much
ever.
science has been done. So many great discoveries.
We debated that on this night
That thing's
a
still
year
tweeting.
ago. What's its latest tweets from the
It's
Mars
almost
rover?
my landiversary. Join my team for a 1 year on Mars Reddit AMA tomorrow at 10:30 a.m.
I know where Dandy will be. Logging it into Reddit.
Yep.
10:30.
You can ask the rover anything. Actually, I think you can ask the team anything. Aaron Blitzstein says, the first time I saw my dad with a mustache, I screamed because he was holding me down and singing Erasure, which is funny. It's a funny joke.
The whole year that rover's been up there rolling around doing work on Mars. You know? Think of all the stuff you did this year. Christmas, Thanksgiving, football games, golf rounds, work, it mowed the lawn, did this and that, the other thing. The whole time the Mars rover is on Mars
Yeah.
doing work.
Drilling rocks, lasers, burning stuff, spectrometers.
Patching together 360-degree panoramic images.
Yeah, Danny didn't make any panoramic images this year. 0. And he could have.
What the heck's wrong with you tonight, Dandy? You look miserable.
What are you guys talking about?
Wiz Khalifa says, is Vine only for twerking now? It's a Vine-related tweet that I thought I'd bring up.
What's twerking?
What do you mean, what's twerking?
I watched a twerking video of a girl in IHOP drunk,
Yeah.
and then this dude was like, "You ain't got shit," and stood up and really
yeah,
put her in her
twerked her?
face. He did a split.
Tell
and shit.
Tony sometimes what twerking is, 'cause he doesn't know.
Is it like photobombing?
I think
No,
it's like
it's not.
I think it's like air sex.
What?
No,
So nobody knows what twerking is.
I have no clue.
Yeah, you just pretend like you're banging the air,
no, twerking. No,
shaking your ass.
It's like
Yeah.
having a
It's all
seizure.
about it's that dropping of the ass and then shaking of the ass rhythmically very fast up and down.
Now, what else do you do when you do that? You have sex, so it's air
Well,
sex.
I don't do that when I have sex.
You're not twerking right then.
I mean, I don't
Is that
twerk.
how you do it, Dandy?
That's weird.
Bunny hump the shit out of them.
Twerk out.
Well, that's not.
Bunny hump the shit out of them. That's from episode 111 of the Sauce Pod. And at the end there, we heard about the Mars rover being up there for a year. Dandy, Aaron D, not a fan of the expenditures NASA made, that we make towards NASA to do projects like that. So it's like an ongoing thing. And, honestly, we're a year after that now, and that rover's still up there shooting lasers. So happy landiversary, second landiversary, Mars rover must be coming up in a couple weeks here, about 1 week from now. Well, I got one more clip for you tonight. And as promised, it's from episode 87, recorded in January 2013. Boy, I tell you, it is a little warm up here tonight in the studio. It makes me almost long for those cold winter nights. Like January 28th, 2013. Come along with me inside the Saucepod Time Machine where I ask a trivia question, and that is, what was the first VCR tape that my family rented when we got our first VCR and went to the video store for the first time? Probably circa 1979 or 80. So have a listen. And a little trivia for you. What was the first movie Tony Sometimes' family rented and watched on VCR?
Impossible
The year was, I was probably in third grade, maybe second, 1980, 81.
E.T.
Big.
Nope, those movies all came after that.
Those hadn't come out.
Yeah,
yet.
those
In
are
80
future
or
movies.
81.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! That's such an impossible question to
I was
even.
born in 81, so
I
that's a little
think
tough.
Kevin Bacon starred in it.
Really?
Footloose.
Yes. Great call, Dandy. Great call.
How did you know so much about Tony Sometimes' family
I was alive
in the
back then.
early 80s?
Yep, and it was so cool. We were about to watch a movie of our choice on demand.
You all sat down.
And it was me, my
Popcorn?
mom, and my sister. My dad was bowling that night. He bowled on Friday
Sure,
night. So
sure,
and
accomplished bowler.
I can also remember the first time my mother watched MTV.
She was like, "What is happening?"
And can you guess what video was on?
Mickey.
Nope, good call though. Good call, Tony Basil.
Basil?
Was always a good call.
Huh? Was it?
This one's easier than the Footloose question.
Was it a Cars video?
Nope.
Sledgehammer.
I'll give you a hint. As the
Twisted
performer
Sister.
walked, the street
Oh,
lit
was
up
it
with his steps.
Michael Jackson's.
Oh, yeah.
Thriller.
That's
No,
not
that
the
was
Thriller.
No, not
Thriller,
Thriller.
but-
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean
Yeah.
is the video where that happens.
She's just a girl who says that I'm the one.
And your mom was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, she thought it was pretty cool.
But then she started to realize, "Oh man,
And then
society's degrading."
yeah, Twisted Sister came on next.
Right.
Turned it off.
But think about that though, and in my day, when we
In your
rented
day.
when we rented a movie and played it, that was like the first on-demand content I ever enjoyed in my home.
Sure.
Now everything's on demand, almost.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
you
anything
gotta-
I want to watch on demand is never on demand.
And there's no reason it shouldn't be.
You gotta know ways to get it.
Yeah, I don't know
You gotta know
ways.
ways.
Well,
I want to play Castlevania 2 so bad right now.
you probably can on like your phone.
I know. I'm just.
But before that, this is breaking news.
Breaking TVs.
State line, Fort Myers, Florida.
Florida news is always so outlandish.
The best news ever.
Naked intruder poops and masturbates in Florida home.
I heard this story today. I almost pooped my pants
And masturbate.
When you heard the story.
after I heard the story.
In Florida, there are violent people, naked people, poopers, and masturbators, but rarely is one man the total package.
He's a dream.
When Tony and LaDonna Land discovered naked carnival worker Gregory Matthew Bruni on the roof, the night had just begun. Bruni, 21, allegedly assaulted Tony Land, trashed the couple's North Fort Myers home, and then defecated and masturbated inside the house, WTSP reports.
All right, so the guy starts on the roof. He's on the roof. They're like, there's someone on the roof.
And he's naked.
And he's naked. They go outside, and there he is. He's naked.
He just comes flying off of the roof.
I mean,
at
remember,
you.
this is Florida, so it's warm, so whatever.
The Lands told police they were in their bedroom at around 7 p.m. Monday when they heard a noise that sounded like thunder.
What are they doing in their bed at 7 p.m. on Monday?
That's true. Maybe they
Probably getting it on.
got to work early. They were in their bedroom, not necessarily
In their bedroom, okay. I thought they were in their bed.
According to Fox 4 now. I don't know how reliable that source is.
Pretty reliable.
Tony went outside and says he saw Bruni on top of the roof completely naked. Bruni allegedly jumped down on top of Land, ABC 7 reported,
Oh, man.
then knocked him over by hitting him in the shoulder. The Land say Bruni
Karate chop.
ran.
Hiya! Naked chop.
The Land say Bruni ran into the house, pulled a big screen TV off the wall, and spilled the contents of a vacuum onto the floor.
A wet vac.
Must be. Must be.
He's like a goblin of some kind, like a mischievous imp who just jumped off the roof and started making
Bath
messes.
salt.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what makes
Oh, yeah.
this so funny. Is just if you could be a fly on the wall, it's
Just making a
fucking
making a
insanity.
mess.
Total insanity.
Vacuum. Ha ha ha. TV.
Karate chopped it. Oh.
Hiya.
Listen, though, it gets better.
Around this time, LaDonna grabbed a gun and began firing at the nude intruder. She missed, and the couple called 911. I don't know who the hell he is. He's naked, and he ran into my damn house, Tony can be heard saying on the recording. The Lands told authorities that after shots were fired, Bruni began whacking the mole in their living room.
He just drops to the ground and starts jerking
Yeah, so
off.
he got shots fired at him, and that really got him
got
going.
pissed.
He's like, there's only one way to deal with this. Gotta masturbate.
I have to
toss
stop
one up.
what I'm doing. I have to stop intruding this people's home and masturbate right now.
In the living room. And then after that, he headed into the son's bedroom to rub some clothing on his face.
What?
When deputies arrived, they attempted to control Bruni, who they say was wildly flailing around and speaking nonsensically.
You don't say.
They also discovered that Bruni had defecated on the floor in 2 spots within the home.
Wow.
It's awful.
That's an unbelievable ability to be able to do all those
Now,
things.
the story I heard said the lady went into the kids' room and got the guns. Why do you
That's where they
keep
keep
your
their guns?
in your
I don't
kids'
know
room?
who
Because they're
reported that.
really
This is Florida,
smart.
goddammit.
Yeah, there's no rules.
There's no way that guy was able to
It's
reach.
such a crazy story, though.
There's no way that guy was able to climax during masturbation in the middle of a breaking and entering.
But then they're like going through the house and they find
Shot at
piles of shit
Getting
that they
shot
didn't
at.
know
There's
about.
no way that I could pull that off. I just don't have that kind of focus.
At some point during the ruckus, investigators say Bruni sucked up the contents of the vacuum and then spit it back out, which is probably the least concerning of his actions that
Did
day.
he do it with the vacuum or with his mouth? Is the question. Did he
Wait.
suck up the contents of the vacuum with his mouth?
Yeah, it
No,
was
if he spit it out, it must have been. They
it
say
was
he
a
spit
wet
it out.
vac, so it was like water, and then he slurped it up and spit it back out.
Didn't like how it
What?
tasted. You're probably thirsty after working up, and that was,
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
working
great
himself
after
up in a lather like that.
Poops.
That was after he whacked the mole, as the article said.
It's like, wait, was there a game there?
Yeah, they went to a
Got
carnival.
me at first.
Yeah,
The
no
carnival.
saying who reported that he was whacking the mole. That's not cited here.
Roger said punching the clown
Right. That's what he was doing.
because he worked at a circus.
That's what they were doing.
That's a good one. Spice in the pepperoni. I just made that one up.
The best are the ones they do at the end of the movie Grumpy Old Men.
Yes. Funny.
Mm.
They have all the old people saying it.
What happened after? Was that the end?
That it?
Was he apprehended?
Bruni was taken into custody and transported to a hospital for evaluation where doctors reportedly told deputies they planned to conduct tests to determine what Bruni was on.
Had to have been
Bath
bath
salts.
salts.
Yeah. Bruni has
Believe
been
him.
charged with criminal mischief, battery, occupied burglary, and resisting arrest without violence.
He got it all out.
He
He probably was
naked.
really relaxed after he masturbated. Just
No-
calm right down.
None of those
Would he be a sex
charges
offender
are that
after
serious.
that? If there was a kid there?
Was the kid home?
This is a gun-toting child. I don't think there's like any sort of...
Yeah, I guess the worst charge is occupied burglary.
He didn't steal anything, though.
Yeah, but he broke into their house and tore their TV off the wall.
Emptied their vacuum.
That would be
Sucked
the
it
only
back
thing
up
that
and then
pissed me
emptied
off
it again.
about the whole
Put it back on the
situation.
floor.
If you broke my TV, I would think everything else was funny up until the break into the TV part.
Well, that was right off the bat. You would have thought it was funny when a naked guy jumped off the roof onto you and then karate chopped you in the shoulder and ran into your house.
I think I would have started laughing.
I don't think so. I think you'd be like, "What?" And then you go in the house and there he is tearing your TV off the wall
That's when I'd get pissed.
and masturbating in your living
Masturbating
room.
in front of Brindle Pig.
And the craziest part is that the wife grabbed a gun and actually started shooting at him.
She missed.
Yeah,
I'm out of bullets. Call 911.
it's lucky he didn't get himself killed. You know,
Right.
quite frankly.
That
Especially when
guy's-
he comes to, he wishes he was dead.
A guy like that is a magical creature that's impervious to death. There's no way he's going to die. Ever. If you're capable of something like that,
It's too important to the carnival.
you're immortal.
So there's that.
A rare
Probably
creature.
the most important news story of the week.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of things of the week. Well, there you have it. That's from episode 87. You better back it up. There's a video at the end of that episode, towards the end. It's pretty funny that led to the title that I'd recommend that you go back and take a look at. But that about wraps it up now for episode 153. That's volume 5 of the Best of the Sauce Pod. Now, was that really the best of the Sauce Pod? I don't know. They're just a couple conversations of the many hours that kind of remembered and went back and replayed for you tonight while we're kind of taking the summer off. I'll be back in 2 weeks with volume 6 of the Best of the Sauce Pod. And if you have any suggestions for your favorite clips that maybe we have missed so far on the Best of the Sauce Pod, email us or head on over to thesaucepod.com and let us know. Love.
Support great local content like this by becoming a patron of FingerLakes1.com. Visit patreon.com/FL1.
www.fingerlakes1